Hey everyone, welcome to the Linear Dynamic Basics video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a basic linear dynamic warm-up that I'll run a lot of my clients through, and then I'll address a few compensations that we tend to see. The goal of the dynamic warm-up is to move the body through a controlled range of motion and to physically warm up the body and prepare it for exercise. It's best to design your warm-up from slow to fast, with movements getting faster as you progress. I like to start out with SLDLs. We're working on balance and also hip mobility, teaching our athletes how to move through their hips as opposed to their spine. If a client has trouble doing these, give them something to hold on to for balance. Then I'll move on to a world's greatest stretch. This is a three-part stretch. I hit my hamstrings, I hit my hip flexors twice, and then I step back and switch. Here's the hip flexor stretch, here's the hamstring stretch, and here's the second hip flexor stretch. Sometimes your clients will need something to hold on to or something to elevate their hands to get the hamstring stretch. We'll then move on to Spider-Mans. This is hip mobility as well as upper back mobility. It's a little bit more targeted on the adductors or groin as well as the upper back or thoracic spine. Make sure you're tall as you rotate. If your client isn't able to do this from the floor, simply elevate their hands. Then we'll move into some sort of crawl. So these are bear crawls. Little controlled steps trying to balance a plate of food on my back. I'll try forward and I'll try backwards. If a client can't crawl with their knees elevated, have them crawl from their knees with their knees on the floor on some sort of soft surface. I'll always finish the dynamic warm-up with skips. We're challenging core coordination and we're preparing them for faster, more aggressive movements. Here are some things to be aware of with some of these movements. For any single leg movement, we need to be aware of what the arch of the foot is doing. Are they able to maintain a solid arch and prevent that knee from caving in? If cueing doesn't fix this, we need to give them enough support that they can hold an arch and a quality knee position. With all of our movements, we want to prioritize posture and a neutral spine. So for example, in skipping, sometimes people will pull their chest down to their knees instead of staying tall. This is typically just something you need to cue them on. A coordinated and a healthy body moves in an X pattern. Sometimes you'll see people skipping like this. So instead of drawing the X with opposites, they move the same side of the body and struggle with coordination. In that situation, have them start marching first, have them get that opposite rhythm, and then start bouncing and add a skip. Try these out and let us know what you think.